Hello, good evening, everybody. This is your boy Shine. We are trying to go ahead and dive deep this evening on what Man United have in plan for their squad. Like, we are basically depending on signings, or are we going ahead with no signings and we're depending upon the squad that we have? And since we were doing pretty well last night, we did pretty well last night without Anthony or a Gakpo or a De Jong. Are we keeping the squad, or are we going ahead and working on the deals? So to be very clear, we are working on deals, right? Everyone knows that it's out there. Everyone knows that we are working on deals. The first major deal that will come in is Ronaldo leaving, right? So there was Bruno, he was the captain yesterday. He was asked by 11 Sports, and Romano reported it in the morning, that Cristiano Ronaldo, if he's leaving or if he's not leaving, he might have that hint. Bruno might have that hint, but he's not going to tell it out loud, because he wants to respect the players' decisions, the choices, and he believes Ronaldo himself should come out and say it out loud, which is a very professional thing to say, and I completely agree with him. So what I think is Ronaldo should be leaving, because if he was staying, I think it was a straightforward answer that he's staying. He's staying with us, and he's an important part of the plan or the project or whatever. But I think if there is a bit of hesitation with the answer when it comes to direct questions by the media, if there is a slight bit of hesitation, then there are chances that the player might be leaving. Okay, though Ronaldo has directly not addressed any media, any interview, or any personnel, we still believe, with the news that is coming in from the Telegraph and Bruno Fernandes, reported by Romano from 11 Sports, that there are high chances of Ronaldo leaving. So now, where does it take United from there? Like, where do we finish with that, or where do we start from there? So if Ronaldo leaves, right, we don't have an out and out forward, right? We will have to depend on the Rashfords and the Martials. They are not your out and out center forwards, right? They can be playing through the middle, but that is not how you want them to be playing at the end of the day. So right now, what I feel is, if Ronaldo leaves, we'll need both Anthony and Gakpo, right? We'll need both of them at the same time playing together, or maybe increasing our squad depth. That is what I feel, at least. And also, if things are better from that point of view, if things get better from that point of view, then we can go ahead and buy maybe a De Jong. I think De Jong can be really, really essential for the squad. I think I believe we are still in the race for De Jong. If not, if we don't get De Jong, we still have Casemiro, who didn't play yesterday, and we still were pretty good without him, because I think the tactical changes that Ten Hag did was really, really, really nice. And yeah, that's about it. So if Ronaldo leaves, I think we need both. We would have to go for both Gakpo and Anthony. Even if he stays, then we still go for both Gakpo and Anthony. Then I think we are pretty much, up and running for the season. We can expect better results than the first two games. At least we are above Liverpool, and but then again, we are still 3 points from 9, which, in an ideal situation, we will never, as a top contenders for the league every time we start a season, as a top contender for trophies every time we start a season. That is not good enough for any of such teams, right? So 3 points from 9, not a good enough result. But again, we showed a lot of promise last night, and I think we can expect better things from Den Haag at the end of the day, because right now what the football that we saw yesterday actually had some tactics in it, actually had some fluid football in it, actually had some moments to cherish, as a football fan. It was not just throwing in the ball and hoping that someone, it lands on someone's head or someone's feet, and then we might have a moment to score about it. And we were not actually depending on moments. We were playing good football, right? We were playing good football. There was great defending. The midfield came alive. We saw Scott McTominay out of everyone going ahead and getting through balls in. He played a fairly decent game, not the best game, of course. He played a fairly decent game, but you know that's the most that they can do. The players were under pressure for sure. Like they know that there are new players coming in. They know that they have to fight for their places. They know that competition will be really really tough, and it will be a hell lot of work when players like Anthony and Gakpo and maybe a De Jong comes in. It will be tough times for Fred, McTominay, Sancho, Rashford, Elanga. It will be really, really tough for them to, get a first team yeah, selection. It will be really difficult for them to fight for their spaces. It's a good problem for the manager to have, but for the player, it gets difficult because no one wants to sit on the bench. Neither Rashford nor Sancho. No one would want that, right? And after spending 88 million on player like Sancho, he would not even imagine himself sitting on the bench, at least, from the starting lineup, right? So that is what the news is coming. The news are saying this morning. But we really believe that we will go ahead and buy De Jong. We will go ahead and buy De Jong, or be in the race for De Jong till the last day. And Gakpo and Anthony, I think today is the day where Anthony's fate might be decided somewhere somehow. But Gakpo, I think I am leaning towards the condition where we get both Gakpo and Anthony, right? And that will be really great for Man United if we get both of them, right? But then again, we never know. It's transfer windows, whatever. A lot can happen. Also, what Ten Hag had to say about Maguire and Ronaldo was that they will play a part in the future. And why he benched them, the reason was very clear, because Maguire and Shaw were pretty garbage for the longest, and Ronaldo because they were playing against a high line, and to have someone who's pacey enough like Elanga and Rashford and Sancho helped the team, and it was pretty evident. It did really help the team. So at the end of the day, correct calls by the manager, and I'm happy if whatever result that came in. Ronaldo was happy with these goals that were scored. He was not. He was gutted that he was on the bench, but he was still celebrating. We saw him celebrating the goals, so that's good enough. He wants United to play well, and that's what was happening. And at the end of the day, we have to look at it in a way where it benefits both the player and the club. There has to be a mutual benefit for both of them. So he also said, Ten Hag also said that they are waiting. The transfer window is still not closed. They're waiting for the right players at the right positions, and hopefully he'll get the players that he wants. And I think Anthony is one of them. De Jong is another one of them, and then Gakpo. Maybe we'll be in for a right back and maybe a goalkeeper, but that's a lot of players for the next 5 days or 7 days, whatever we have left. So I think Anthony, Gakpo, De Jong, these are the three main targets that Ten Hag still has. Anthony might be done. Gakpo can follow soon after, and De Jong will be stretched till the very last day. But we are happy that we'll see Casemiro playing against Southampton, so that will be really great. Our midfield will really be bolstered, right? We also have news on Eric Bailly. He's being loaned out to Olympique Marseille, and he'll be going today. That's a done deal. He'll be leaving the squad today. He'll be there at the training camp saying goodbye to all his teammates, and then he'll be going in, and he'll be flying out of Manchester to France, and he'll be joining Olympique Marseille. So he'll be playing for Marseille next season. Good for him. He'll get some game time, and maybe good for his future, good for his football. That's how it will be. I always like Bai, as a defender, better than Maguire any day. Actually, anyone is better than Maguire, but yeah. So that's another deal that will be going, that is going to happen for sure. Gakpo, again, to be specific about the Gakpo deal, the only wait that is um, in the cards is the wait for United to submit a bid. And as soon as they submit a bid, PSV are going to accept it, and Gakpo is going to sign for United. That's the only thing that's going to happen, because they're just waiting on it, and United are delaying it because they want to get through the Antony deal first, see how much money they have to spend for Antony, and after that, I think if they have something left in the bank, they'll go for Gakpo. So that is the idea, I think, that is behind the wait for Gakpo. Otherwise, they could have easily signed Gakpo by now, because he'll cost around 30 to 40 million. That's it, right? Maybe 50 at most. So they could go ahead and sign Gakpo directly, but I think the wait is because they want to see their bank and their balance on the amount of money they're going to spend for Antony, and then go ahead and negotiate for the Gakpo bid. So the player is ready. I think the club is ready. They know Gakpo has made it very clear that he wants to leave, and that will happen. That will happen pretty soon. Either Antony or Gakpo is surely going to happen, but whether both are going to happen, we have to just wait and watch. And Chelsea are, going in for Aubameyang. That is also on the final stages. The negotiations are on board, and they will finalize something or the other, because players are talking about it, and that is going to happen as well. Depay is leaving for Juventus. Sorry. So that is about it for the deals. We hope Ronaldo stays, because I'm a long-term fan, but then again, for his career that he has had for the longest, I think he deserves full game time. He can manage his fitness. If he goes to a club and that can promise him Champions League football, that can promise him proper game time, I think he should go there and get some goals towards the twilight of his career, and win trophies. That is what he's all about. That is what he's always done. He's been at a club, he has won trophies, he has won medals, he has scored lots of goals, he has lasted all the records that he has aimed for, consciously, unconsciously, I don't know, but he has always done that, and I hope he gets a club that he fits in for the last 2-3 years, whatever is left on his books. And if he doesn't go, then he stays with us, and still wins some trophies, hopefully, with us, and gets a lot of goals for us as well. And for Antony, I think we can sign the deal by this week, and we should not delay it past the Southampton game, because there's medicals and everything that has to be in place for the player to come in and join in, and then be in the starting lineup for the next game, and then we can go ahead for Gakpo and maybe stretch it to De Jong till the final day. Anyway, that is it for me for this video. All the news is packed in one: Ronaldo, Antony, Gakpo, De Jong, Eric Bailly, and we go ahead and sign off. We'll be back if tonight or tomorrow we get any news about Antony joining us, or any progress in the deals. This is your boy Shine, signing off.